Today on my channel, Planner Friends, we are going to do a study. I'm decorating, and I'm going to show you how I'm using this Holly Girth book as one of my faith studies with the hope of inspiring you, both creatively speaking and in the Word. So it's my pleasure to do this. I don't normally do this all at once at one time, but I want to show you my process and to remind you of who you are in God's eyes, which just so happens to be what we're doing this week. It's fortuitous timing. Okay, planner friends and Bible friends, stay tuned. Hello, planner friends. Welcome to my channel. I am One Crafty Dolo, and I'm so happy you're taking your valuable time and spending it with me today. That is a privilege and an honor for me. So today, Sundays are all about Bible journaling, Jesus. I usually have a nice mug of tea with me, which I do. And so today I want to do two things. I want to decorate, which I'll probably go through it quickly. But I also want to share with you how I showed you previously my other study and how I'm using that. I want to show you how I'm using this study and what I'm extracting from it and so forth. So we're going to do a little bit of everything. If you're new, you're welcome to subscribe and tap the notification bell. I'm honored to have you here, and I always want to hear your comments. I love this community. This channel has been so much more than I could have anticipated, and that's because of you. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and all that stuff, like I said. And if you're returning, I really value you. Thank you today, my dear friend. So this is my wonderful Carpe Diem A5 check binder. And I decorated this all myself and used different elements and created. I had a little technical difficulties here, but I love this. I love this space. One of my happy places. So I'm going to remove these pages and then we're going to start to decorate. Okay, so that was just some quick decoration. I don't know, I felt like using this bright ink, and you saw I hesitated. I almost was going to use the gray, but I want color. So I know it's kind of Easter egg-ish, but I don't care. I wanted color, and I don't know, I just thought the little bug and the little bee were cute, and then I thought the little leaf, it's small, it adds some accents. You can see here and here I got some on the sides, but you know what, I'm really happy with it. So now let's delve into this book, and I can show and share with you and hopefully inspire you in terms of your own studies. It's important to me that you can go with any type of faith-based book and create a study out of it. that's my own interpretation there. But yes, so I'm going to move the second page. And truthfully, you know what? I need to remove the mat. Okay, so now that I've decorated, I want to delve into the study that I'm currently in. And as you can see, I've done this previously because I have underlined it, I've written in it, although I didn't finish it. Since I have transitioned, and I'll drop my tips on Bible journaling into a two-step process of reading, writing it into this other journal, this faith planner as I call it. I have been consistent for well over a year now, and I'm excited about that. And so hopefully I inspire you a little bit. So we got through our Bible verse. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are beautiful. I know that full well. Can you imagine? I didn't plan this. It's one of my favorite verses. I just can't believe that it's here. Of all the times to share this on camera. So how I start is, as you can see, I wrote out the Psalm 139:14. And when I am quoting the Bible, or I'm quoting Holly Girth from her writing, or whoever I'm reading, I always use quote marks. That's my system. And my system is then when it's me, I use an arrow and of course no quote mark so I can differentiate it for myself. All right, so let's get back to this. This is a wonderful verse. I step into a junior high lunchroom that smells like old fries, sticky plastic trays. I scan the scene. The popular kids at one table, bookworms at the other, the theater crowd and the athletes and the rebels. Who will look up and invite me over? Tell me who I am. My friends and I have crushes and dates and boyfriends. We fix our hair 100 different ways, crowd into dressing rooms to try on 1,000 different outfits, loop silver and gold through our ears. The doorbell rings, and he is holding roses. Tell me who I am. I am typing into a small screen and pressing publish. Oh, I know that one. Sending my heart in black and white onto the internet. There will be comments and likes, criticisms and compliments. I watch the cursor blink. Tell me who I am. Isn't this the whisper of our hearts as women, the friends, the men, the crowd? They will tell us if we are okay, if we are worthy, if we are enough. Isn't that their job? No, it's not. I'm going to interject my own here. No, it's not. But then I bump into this verse. But Jesus would not entrust himself to them, for he knew all people. John 2:24. All people. The popular kids and the bookworms, the theater crowd, and the athletes and the rebels. This verse had been there all along, and it's been a real head scratcher for me. He didn't trust himself to them. Then suddenly it occurs to me that this might be the answer. So this is 1 Peter 2:23. Jesus is the only human to walk this spinning planet and not say, tell me who I am. He didn't look to others to define his identity or determine his worth. I really like that one a lot. I like that. Instead, he entrusted himself to him who judges justly. Again, I really like that. Judge has a reputation of being a harsh word, but I don't think that's the meaning here. I think it's saying God alone knows the truest truth, and that's why his opinion is the only one that really matters. Of course, we're going to care what others think, and yeah, we do, but we're going to desire acceptance and want to fit in. That is why we're created to connect. The only folks who don't are sociopaths. So no guilt about this, no shame or hardening of our hearts. Instead, we can simply say, but God gets the final word. Boom. That's it. Tell me who I am. God says we are beloved and chosen, cherished and gifted, divinely created wonders. When someone says, you'll never amount to anything, his word says, Psalm 138:8, the Lord will work out his plans in my life. When someone tells us you don't look the right way, he whispers you are fearfully and wonderfully made. When someone implies you aren't wanted, he declares, I have called you by name and you are mine. I'm so glad I'm sharing this with you. He is the one who gives us our identity, the one who sets us free from condemnation and comparison, hustling to be liked and trying to be perfect. The one right there with us every time we feel tempted to listen to the lies. May his love always be louder than the other voice. God tell us who we are. So who are you, she's asking in this, and how do we dissect this? So as I said, I've written this Bible verse here, and what am I going to take from this, to be honest with you? I'm going to take this quote here, okay? So I'm going to write that in and, write down, God says we are beloved and chosen, cherished, and gifted, divinely created wonders. Okay, and I think I may use one of those verses over here, because I usually do a verse here and here on Mondays and on Fridays. And again, I usually take time during the week to do this, not all at once, but I just want to show you the process again. So now I'm going to put the bookmark in here, and I am going to extrapolate with you, friends, and see what we can come up with. Okay, so I'm going to repeat what she says in here. Who am I? And I come at this differently than Girth, not in the sense that God determines who we are, and I'm less worried about high school, middle school. That's long ago. Sorry, I needed some tea. I don't care about that. And I am chronically ill, and I don't mean to harp on that, but certain things become part of your identity, whether you want them to or not. Maybe it's a loss in your family. You're an illness survivor. Maybe you're a cancer survivor. Maybe it's a divorce. Maybe it could be so many things. Maybe you never were able to finish college for a multitude of reasons. Maybe people told you who they thought you were, and that became part of you, which is what Girth is saying. And yet God has the final word. And so what I'm going to extrapolate from this for me, and again, pick what you want to apply to you, but God tells me I am worthy. I am made, and you are too, in His image. I am loved. I am blessed. Now, I want to play with this a little bit, and let's talk about some of the negatives. And again, I don't, high school, middle school, maybe that was worse for you. I don't know. I just kind of existed. It wasn't that interesting to me. And if you want the truth, I would have been the perfect homeschool kid. Give me a book, let me read, and then I can write about it. That's, but I guess, I don't know. Did I really need the socialization? I don't think so. Now, what I'm going to put, I often in my own writings talk about what God says versus the world says. So I'm going to add in here, says, right, what the world says. I am not enough. I am not worthy. I am less than. I am, I'm not enough. I'm not worthy. I am less than. I am deeply flawed. I got it. I am unlovable. Okay? So that's, sometimes, like I said, I'll do it daily. Sometimes I'll do a few days at a time. I don't usually do it all at once. But again, I wanted to show you my process. And I think for me, this works because this is a verse I'm so familiar with. I'm not a biblical scholar, so there's that. But this verse I do know. And to break it down really is wonderful. Now I want to take another one of those verses from here. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes what I'll do is, honestly, I'll go and move ahead to the next lesson and take that verse and put that here. Plenty of times I do that. But then there's times like this where there's so much meat in this chapter or this passage that I feel like just moving on isn't, let me see. Here we go. Okay, so 1 Peter 2:23. And again, I'm going to read this to you. He didn't look to others to define his identity or determine his worth. Well, that's her verse. Instead, he entrusted himself to judges justly. So I like that. Okay, I'm going to use that part. Okay, so you can see I made a mistake. I just whited it out. I didn't feel like writing on top of it, waiting for it to dry and so forth. Now, I'm going to quote Girth here, okay, where she says, Jesus is the only human to walk this spinning planet and not say, tell me who I am. Okay, so yeah, we've got that, right? And I really think this is wonderful. Wonderful timing. And again, I didn't plan this way. I just knew I was going to do this week. So yeah, I'm going to put that aside a minute, and then let's extrapolate a little bit from that. So as I just saw over here, who am I, what the world says. And so how do we, my conclusion is, how do we fight against what the world says and embrace what God says, right? So that's the key. We have to shun the world, not be a hermit, not be a sociopath, but shun the world's view of who we are. Embrace who God created us to be. And I'm going to put an exclamation point on that one. And then I am going to put, I am a mother, spouse, daughter, sister, cousin, aunt, friend, mentor, educator. And then I am also going to put, I am kind, I am steadfast in my faith, in faith and love. How about that? I am grateful and blessed. And you know what I want to do to tie this up? I only have 3 of these Tombow markers. I think they're going on sale or something. I saw in an email, but I don't have the money to buy. I don't want to spend any money is the point. Even if I did have money, I don't want to spend it. So what I'm going to do maybe is I'm going to take one of these instead. It's either one of those. I do have my mild liners, which I use all the time. And you know what? Maybe we'll go with this purple, this bright purple. Kind of purpley pink. And what I'm going to do is just, I don't know calligraphy, but I did, last week I did this. And here, I'm going to say. Okay, God knows who I am. So that is a Bible study in this wonderful planner of mine. I reuse materials over and over. This binder was not expensive. You can do this in any type of notebook that you find. I have videos about finding planner bargains. I can even attach that below if you want. But in the meantime, friends, have a blessed week. Stay in the Word. And remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Thank you so much, friends. Have a blessed week. Bye.